What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to another episode of Vintage and Stuff with me, Drew Heifetz. Today, I have Youssef of Reset KC. All around amazing guy. Born and raised in Morocco, came to America in his 20s. Now he has a thriving vintage business. And we talk about that. We talk about all kinds of other amazing things that he's done in his life. But the one major amazing segment in this episode is Youssef tells us the number one most valuable things that you find at the bins. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not t-shirts, it's not true vintage, it's something else. So make sure you listen to find out about that. Just want to say thank you to all the Patreon members signing up lately. There's been a bunch of you guys, super stoked. I've been posting lots of extra content in there. Every episode, I'm getting extra clips from the guests that I'm posting exclusively in there. You can sign up $2, $5, $20, whatever you want. I appreciate you all. It allows me to keep going, keep pumping these episodes out. This is actually 5th week in a row. I haven't missed a Monday drop. Very proud of that, guys. I'm very, very proud of that. Are you proud that I've done that? If you are, please share this episode. Please go share it on IG. Share it in your IG stories. Tag me. I'll repost you guys. Share it on Facebook. Leave me a review on iTunes or like this if you're watching on YouTube. It helps me a lot. Every little bit does. Without further ado, here is Youssef of Reset KC. Let's go. Youssef, welcome to the show, my man.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here, dude.
That's awesome, dude. I'm pumped to have you, dude. I'm actually really excited. You know, I've known you for a while. We first met at the Rose Bowl. I don't know what, must have been like 6 years ago when we first met in person, but we were talking a long time before that.
Yes. Yeah. Probably 2016.
Yeah, geez, it's been a long time.
17? It's been a while, dude.
So you are the owner of Reset KC currently. You are partnered with Bruce, who also has another Reset in Salt Lake City, right?
St. Louis.
St. Louis, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
And currently Skate and Thrift, correct? Or so not currently, but previously you were Skate and Thrift on IG.
Yeah, that's what started everything, man. I mean, it was literally like I didn't even try. I'm kind of embarrassed by it because it was literally what I do. Like I will thrift, and then like in the evening or nighttime we'll just go skate. So it was like skate and thrift. That's all we do.
Yeah, you know? That's rad.
That's how the name came about.
It's so funny. I'm pretty sure I would have known you back in those days, but also Bruce was like, he's still in my phone as Skate and Thrift. So that's what's up.
Dude. Yeah, but I mean, I knew Bruce. You know what's funny? I knew Bruce like shortly before I met you in person. Like I didn't know him that well before I met you.
Oh, no way.
I didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we didn't meet until like late 2015, maybe. Like back when Polo was like everything. Polo was like, Polo and Tommy were like on top.
Yeah. I got some questions for you about that, but I want to like rewind it back to like your your life in vintage, like how you got into it, but also like your life in general. I think it's interesting. So, like, you're not born in America? Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So you want to give us a story of like how you came to be in the States and everything?
Yeah, I'm definitely an oddball. Like I meet up with people and they like if I didn't tell you I wasn't born here, you probably would assume that I'm just, I was born here and everything is normal. But I didn't actually come to the States until 2008. So I was born in Morocco, North Africa, and I was there until I was like 24. And then I came here. But before then, like I thrifted out of necessity. I had no choice. Like we were like, poor as fuck. So like, hold on. Are we allowed to cuss on?
Yeah, you can swear. Sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
My bad. So like, we were poor and like I have no choice but to go thrift. So,
and you're talking like back in Morocco, like you were thrifting.
Yeah. I'm talking like I'm like 13, 14-year-old. That's like 14, about to go to high school. High school, like you're gonna get ridiculed for like wearing whatever. But I mean, teenager thinking that way. But now it's like whatever. But I have to go. I gotta go get fresh. Like I gotta look good. Or at least, presentable in a way. So that's how I started thrifting.
So what was that like in Morocco? What were the thrift stores like? Is it a similar thing to here? Like there's just charity shops that sell cheap clothes?
Dude, there is no actual thrift stores. It's only rags or bins. So there's like a flea market every Wednesday or every Thursday. So back home, Casablanca, which is the city where I'm from, we had 3. So one was Wednesday, one was Thursday, and one was Sunday. So I made sure I hit all of those. So, but me, like, out of necessity, and I have limited source of income, I got to get what's going to last me for a while. I can't just buy whatever, Yeah. So M65s, 501s, and boots. That's it.
That's a classic look, dude.
Yeah. So it's classic. Up. You look good. I was heavy into metal at that time, at that period anyway. So like it was like good for everything.
And
so.
These markets you're talking about, would you see people popping bales and stuff from America? Like, is that how the vibe was?
So like most of the stuff we were getting was from Spain. You get Spain, Italy, England, and like a little bit of French. So like French military jackets, like the I honestly don't remember the name of them, but they were blue, and they had a little pocket here to the side. Back. I mean, we're talking 2003, 2004. I'm talking North Africa. Like there is no YouTube, no internet, no cell phones. I have nobody to teach me nothing. So I'm like, I don't know the names of anything. So we were calling it the blue jacket. We were just inventing names that made sense to us. Did
you have like a crew of homies that would go with you? Like, was that you and like your high school buddies? Yeah.
Yeah. There was 3 of us. Yeah. And we all would like, so Yusuf is like a Steve or like a Mike in like the States or Canada. It's a very popular name. So it was 3 of us and we're all like, it was Yusuf, like 3 Yusufs going to thrift. So
damn, it's that popular of a name.
Yeah, it was popular, dude. So, and we were into the same thing. That was like, cause I got introduced to skateboarding kind of late. I didn't start skating until I was like 17. So, but that was the beginning of me getting introduced to skateboarding is through thrifting, and I'll find like skate stuff and I'll be like, what the fuck is this? So I try to go, we have what you call a cyber cafe. So you go, you pay like $1 for like an hour and you get an hour worth of internet in that cafe, so you can look up whatever you want to. So you better use that dollar real good, because a dollar back home, I mean, that's like, I mean, I get grocery for like 4 days.
Wow. That's wild. So you'd go to the cyber cafe and you would like do some research and like see what's popping. And this is obviously still a lot less information was even on the internet at that point, I'm assuming. So
yeah. So like what we were looking at were either music videos or documentaries or a concert, and you just pause it right then and there. And you're like, that's what that dude is wearing. Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have anybody to say, hey, that's a pair of 501s. It was Levi's to us. So I was probably wearing like, 505s or like 57Ts as well, and complaining about the fit not being the same, not knowing that there's, different lots. So yeah, but I mean, it wasn't until like, the internet started like actually becoming, making it easy for us to search, and some websites starting to pop. Like I didn't even know. I mean, come on, 2003. I don't even know what eBay is. I don't know if eBay existed at that time.
That would have been like early. Well, I mean, they were around, but it was still early in the game. Not a lot of people were on it.
Right. And nobody cared for the stuff we were looking for anyway. So I probably had, probably late 90s 501s, maybe some salvage. Who the hell knows? I mean, probably like.
Yeah, totally.
Could have had some pair from the 30s or 40s. Who the hell knows?
So did you learn to speak English before you came over?
Partially. I thought I spoke English, but when I got faced with reality, I was like, damn, what is this dude saying? Especially if you had like an accent, like a Southern accent, I'm lost. I'm not going to, I'll just not, I'll be like, yeah. Like my father-in-law, he had like a thick Southern accent, and I just be looking at him like I'll get the gist of what he's trying to say, but I don't understand every word.
Yeah,
but
totally.
English is very available. Even at that time, it's like a universal language. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard, especially if your native language is Arabic. English to you is easy to learn. The pronunciation is what's difficult.
Yeah. So you said your stepdad. So what brought your family to America?
Well, not my stepdad. My bad. My father-in-law.
Oh, your father-in-law. Okay. So
my father-in-law.
Did you move here with your family, or did you just leave on your own and move here?
I just left. I left. Well, I mean, if you want the full story real quick, I don't want to bore everyone, but like,
no, this is good shit. We want the story, man.
So like 04, I graduated high school in 03, I believe. Damn, I'm old. 03. Yeah. So I was trying to do something with skateboarding. I was heavily into, like, I was skating every day. I was trying to like, come up with footage, trying to get sponsored and stuff like that. There was DC was heavy in North Africa. Like they were picking guys on flow team. They'll kick you like some free gear. And that's all we wanted. I could care less for money. Like a board is like impossible to buy. And for me to spend $70 on a board, your style of skateboarding is limited. Like,
at that time in North Africa, like, did you have a local skate shop? Or was there a skate park?
Negative. We had surf shops. Surf is huge in Morocco.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So you'd buy the boards at the surf shops. Yeah.
Yeah, they carried some decks, like Quicksilver.
Did I don't know. I'm like picturing Morocco. I've never been. I gotta go. But like, what's the street skating like there?
Think of Morocco as 90% Spain.
Okay.
Because Morocco and Spain used to be the same. Not to go into history language, but Spain used to be part of Morocco. And then the Catholic Church came in, yada, yada, yada. So they got separated.
But
So it's same like the
a
architecture.
lot of old architecture, right? Like really old historic
what you
architecture.
see is Moroccan, actually. That's Moroccan. So that's why like I look somewhat Hispanic, because Spanish people came and invaded South America. So the DNA is there. You know, South America and North Africa kind of look alike. So it's just full circle.
Okay. So, like, did you have 6 spots to skate? Like, was it a good street scene in where you were living?
I mean, dude, we knew. So like the city is huge. Casablanca is huge. Like I would say like 5-6 million people that live there. You know, so it's a big city, and probably there was like 30 of us in the entire city, and I had your phone. It was the landline. Like obviously no cell phone at that time. So like if I come by your spot and you're not there, you're not there. I mean, there's no way of finding you, you know? So, but we all had this plan of like meeting up at this specific spot at like 5:30 p.m. like every day. So even if I don't see you, I'm going to see you there.
Yeah.
You know?
And go hit the spots.
Right. So I had family members, and we all had family members abroad in Europe, and they will bring us a board in the summertime.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Some of us had to make that board last for the whole year. Like,
yeah.
Otherwise you're not going to skate. Yeah.
So jump back into the story of how you moved.
Yeah. So, heavy into skateboarding. It's not paying off. You know, I feel like I'm losing all my money. I'm trying to like find jobs here and there. So I go thrift. I try to sell what I'm thrifting. Obviously nobody's interested. You know, it's Morocco, considered the country still in development. You know, I mean, you're talking kind of like Mexico, like India back in, at that time. And like, who am I going to sell to? We have what you call so when the French and the Spanish tried to invaded Morocco, they left, there's like remnants, like people are still there. So they have their communities. It's like a gated community. So they have like their college, they have their high school and whatnot. So I'll sit up in front of that high school and try to sell these kids banties and shit, because I know they're going to pay up for it. You know what I'm saying? Like we tried to come up like, like a Nirvana tee for like, $40. I mean, back in the day, nobody cared. Nirvana tee was not worth shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's crazy to say, but like, I don't know about the States at that time, but like 2003, if you're getting $30 for a Nirvana tee, you're a king.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a bit more in Canada and the States, but not a ton. So that was a good hustle, and like you would be able to move some product to these communities.
I was able to serve. I mean, like I was able to not have my parents, not rely on my parents for anything. You know what I'm saying? Because the culture is different. Like, back over there, you can still like live with your parents for a while. Like, it's whatever. Nobody cares. Like. But I was, I want to do my own thing, dude. Like, I'm not going to sit here fucking around. Like I was passionate about it. Like, I want to get out of here. And then, we were making like associations. We were making like, all types of like efforts for the city to like cooperate with us, give us a space, make a DIY skate park, something like that. We just kept throwing away. We just kept like, thrown around from like one side to the other. And, finally I just got fed up. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like I was 24 here. I'm 24 fucking years old. You're out here yelling at me, like, go find a real job or whatever. I feel like this problem is universal though. It's not like just us, like everybody, even here in the States, they will still, back in the day, we were the freaks. Like they will still call you like, like go get a real job. Skateboarding is not it's not going to do anything for you. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah. It's like the fringe.
Yeah.
The
so it was at that time when I got fed up and I was like, I'm out. So I sold some vintage. I met my girl at the time, like at the beginning or like the end of 2008. And I was like, yo, I'm trying to leave. Like, there's nothing for me to do here, which is sad to say. Like, I really wanted to do something, but I was like, I have a family, like, that's going to need help too, you know? Um, so I gotta do something. Somebody's gonna make a sacrifice. So I just literally left everything behind. Speaking of which, people like, it's not just like, hey, let me go to the embassy and they're just gonna give me a visa. It's a huge process, you know, what you can get it or they're probably gonna tell you, hey, you're banned from going anywhere.
So you had to apply in Morocco at home to get approval to even leave and go to America. Not to leave, but just to get into America.
Yes. And it takes a lot of money. Like it's very expensive.
So what was the basis of you going to America? Like just you wanted to go and that's it and you applied? Or was it like
I mean, because, being a skater, you got to go to the source, right? I mean, I got to go to the States. That's where skateboarding came from. I was fed up with Europe. I have so much family in Europe. I was like, I'm not interested. It just does not interest me. Like, I'm interested in a Chevelle versus an old M3. Does that make sense? I'm, I'm not like, I want to go over there. Like, why? It seems different. Like, there's something going on there that's different. But we don't get that vibe. And sure enough, I came here. It's like a whole different world. Like, Americans don't give a shit what's going on in Europe or you know what I'm saying? They're like, we live in a bubble here.
We sure do. So where did you go to? You went right to where you're at now?
Yeah. So I went to the embassy. I was like, this is, advice for anybody who's trying to do anything or go anywhere. Don't lie. Just don't lie. Just be honest. Be like, yo, I'm trying to go. I'm trying to build a future for myself. I'm tired of being like ignored here. I skate. This is what I do. I did have a diploma. I had an associate degree, and I was like, I'm gonna go try my luck. And they took my passport. 2 weeks later, they were like, we're giving you a visa. Go try your luck. My visa was for 30 days.
So
like,
how
you gotta make it happen in those 30 days, otherwise you come back. So yeah, I landed in Chicago, and then from Chicago, we came to to Kansas City. Obviously, first impression, I'm in the Midwest. What the fuck am I doing here? Like, I need to go to New York, Cali. That's what I want. Like, that's what I'm used to. I'm a big city, but it took me a while to realize that, it's actually not like the Midwest is a great place to live in. Like, as far as cost of living and stuff like that. Cause I went to New York and I was like, holy shit. Like, cause I smoked at that time. I still smoked like cigarettes and whatnot. So a pack of cigarettes, I think it was like $15 versus like $4 here. I was like, nah, I'm staying here. How ridiculous cigarettes was my standards.
That's it. You're like, yo, if I'm on a pack a day, it's going to run me dry out here in New York. So that's wild. Like, but how did you make it happen in 30 days? Like, did you have to stay beyond your visa illegally, or did something change?
There's so many things that people take for granted that we don't. Like, I landed, I didn't even know how to cross the road. You know how you go to like a red light and there's the button you press and we don't have that shit. Come on, man. I'm like, I just came from like, I'm from the other side of the world. I just stood there like looking around like, what the fuck are these people doing? I mean, wild. You want to cross the road, you just cross the road. Like, people here, I think they call it jaywalking. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I'm crossing the road. She was like, nah, like sometimes a police officer can stop you. Like, you can get like a citation or whatever. That's crazy. What my girl was saying that. But in those 30 days, I basically got married to my girl. And
And she's American?
once you get married, that's it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Wild,
I mean, that was the
dude.
only way.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way. Yeah. But we were planning on it anyways.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah, dude,
that's what you got to do, and that's what
Portugal.
made it work. And you're here
Say
now,
what?
dude. You're here now, and we're stoked to have you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm stoked to be here.
So, fast forward a bit, okay? You're here in America. Did you jump right into selling clothes, or did you like go out and get a job at a restaurant? Like, what was the next phase for you?
Yeah, I couldn't work legally. I couldn't work for 6 months. You have to wait for a work permit, is what they call it. So during that time, you can do like mow somebody's grass or shovel snow, whatever. But once the 6 months passed, I didn't know. I first of all, I don't even know how I made it through those 6 months because I was about to lose my shit. Like you can't work, you can't drive. The Midwest here, like Kansas City, is spaced out. It's not like if you don't have a car, you're screwed. Like
Yeah, and you're probably broke. You're probably super broke, right? Like trying to get through this period without work.
I can't work. I don't have money. I can't ask anybody for money. Hell no, I got too much pride for that. So like, I'm just gonna sit here. I was like riding my board here and there. My wife or like my mother-in-law, they will drop me at the skate park every now and then, and I'll have to. If they drop me at the skate park, I gotta stay there until they're off work. I can't just go back whenever I wanted. So, it was tough, man. It was tough, but once I got cleared to work, I had to work, normal jobs. I worked at Target grocery store for a while. And then I worked for Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up. I had a good job at Coca-Cola, like a well-paying job with good benefits and all of that. And I left all of that behind. I was like, I don't know.
What was the job? Like distribution or sales or what?
Yeah. So I started as a merchandiser and then I went to sales and I was like a account manager, basically like a sales rep. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Traveling around, which helped me a lot because I was traveling around and I knew the area very well. Working at the grocery store helped my vocabulary very well. It's crazy because like here's this dude who works at a grocery store with like a slight accent, but like when you ask him where's a plunger, I'll be like, what the fuck is a plunger? Because I don't know what a plunger is because my English is like limited and people will look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I just don't know, like I came from this is, I feel obligated to like tell them my whole story, but I don't want to. So it's like, whatever, I just let it slide. But those
are the building blocks, man. That's like, you're saying, it's all building blocks to where you're at now, right? Being around all the people at the grocery store got you speaking good English, and the Coke job got you cruising around the city, I imagine. And then when did you land on selling clothes?
Yeah, so I talked to my wife one day, and we saw this Tommy windbreaker at Savers, and I was like, yo, I had that same one back home. Like I thrifted it. And she was like, oh, you want it? I was like, I do. Like, I'm going to buy it. Like, this is like, my childhood right here. So I bought it. And it was the red one. It was a red one with like the Tommy patch. It said Tommy jeans on the front. Then I go on eBay and I'm like, I think this is like 2015. And I think it was like $40-$50. Like Tommy was just starting to like, come back. Those years, I feel like 14, 15, 16, it was like the top, the height. But yeah, and I was like, yo, like I can do what I was doing back home and just like thrift this stuff and we can sell on eBay. Do you have an eBay account? She was like, yeah, I have one. I was like, bet, let's go. You know? So if I work the morning, I'll thrift the evening and then vice versa. And then it got to a point where like we were making like real decent money from like just thrifting. So that's when I was like, well, maybe I should go full time and just fuck this job because I'm kind of like tired of it. Like I hate waking up. I don't know, bro. I hated like I want to be independent like my entire life. Like I can make 30 cents. I don't give a shit. I just want my peace of mind. I don't want nobody breathing down my neck. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, fair enough, dude. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
The freedom.
So I worked like some shitty jobs. I actually was working 2, possibly 3 jobs technically at some point. Like I would, eBay. I was working at this grocery store, Hy-Vee. I don't think you guys have any of them in Canada, but like I was just a busboy or like I'll clean dishes and shit like that. And then in the morning I'll work for Coke. So, just trying to save as much money as I can. That, keep in mind, I have a family back home that's relying on me to bring the bread. So, like, brother was under a little bit of stress.
So the whole time you were sending money back to Morocco?
Oh yeah.
And you still doing that today?
Until this day. Yeah.
Good man, dude.
I'm the engine, bro. It's like if I'm gone, that's it.
That's
like I said, somebody had to.
Because I saw it coming. That's a cultural thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Is that's pretty common back home for like the kids to take care of the family?
I mean, especially when you're like the oldest, you're like, there's expectations that you're gonna hold it down, which is sometimes unfair, but you got to make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't know, just make it happen, So that's why I saw it coming, dude. Like I said, like 05, 06, my dad is about to retire. He's got like 3 years left. I saw it coming. I'm like, I gotta do something like right now. If I don't, we're screwed.
So, it's so different than culture here. Like that's, people here, yeah, sure, sometimes they might take care of their folks, but a lot of times they don't, right? And I think it's interesting to me, the difference there. Like, how do you feel about it, like personally?
It's pretty sad, man. It's I've seen some things and I just shake my head. Like it's pretty sad. People should. That's the basis of everything. Like if you think about it, those 2 humans brought you into this world. Granted, they weren't thinking about it. Like, cause like for me, I grew up with 5 other brothers. Okay. So there's 6 of us total. So you have to think twice before bringing a human being into this world. Like for real. Like people just have babies like it's nothing. Like,
yeah,
come on, man. Like it's saturated. It's, who's going to take care of them? Who's going to like, once you die, are they going to grow up to be decent human beings and contribute to the society? Or are they just going to like, that's the culture that I came from. When somebody's born, their money is born with them. Like God somehow is just going to like give them their money. Like, bro, like that's not how it works. Okay. Like not to bring religion into it, but like I'm religious too, but like.
So what you're saying is like the culture kind of believes that like have more kids means like more wealth for the family.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. And that's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah. You're like, I'm out here busting my ass because you expect this kind of thing. But I also feel you because you're saying like it's sad that the American culture doesn't view it like that at all. And we're very opposite. And for me, it's like, I know there's going to be a point where like Jesse and I are going to end up probably taking care of our parents, right?
Yeah.
And that's, to a degree, I'm like, okay, I'll be straight. I'm like a bit annoyed about it because I'm like, fuck, I wish you guys would have planned better. But on one side, I'm like, of course I'm going to do it because you're my parents. But
right.
I think that's the culture here. It's very different. And it's
Yeah.
nice to hear your view on it because it puts it in perspective that like probably your culture is more in line with like most of the world, right? Where like India, China, Africa, these places, like it's the family unit is set up different where like they do look at it like that. People stay with the family unit longer, live with the parents. Grandparents are living in the same houses a lot of times. And then it's like, it's pooled money, take care of the family mentality that is totally lost in America, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, senior houses and stuff like that to me was like a foreign concept until I came here. I'm not saying we don't have them. We do, but they are for like somebody who like had a tragic, accident in his family or whatever, and he doesn't have any kids or he doesn't have anybody to take care of him, then you go there. But if you have kids and if you're at a senior house or whatever, like to me, that's like crazy, dude. Like that individual. I mean, think of it this way. At least they raised you until you were like, I don't know, 6 or 7. So at least you owe them that, like 7 years at least until you could eat on your own and shit like that. Come on, dude. Like,
Totally.
I mean, just logic, even if you didn't like them, which that's a whole different subject. But like, just from
another story. Yeah.
Just from the perspective of like owing somebody something, at least you do that,
Yeah, I gotta change.
Yeah,
I gotta change my tune because I'm. Like it. Sometimes I get like wigged out about it, where I'm like, "Fuck," I'm gonna have to do this. But it's nice to hear your perspective, man. I want to jump forward again, back to getting into clothing. So, at some point, you're a polo head, like you're into polo, maybe not like a lot of the New York heads, but that's probably a Ralph Lauren shirt you're wearing right now. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Double RL.
Nice. Double RL. So you're very into it. When did that start and why?
It started mid 2000s. Kanye was big. He was wearing a lot of polo at that time. I mean, Kanye, like, granted, he's not the one that's like, I can't contribute it to him. Like there was people before him, obviously, but polo was predominant. Like if people paid attention to like all the music videos and stuff like that, you will see a lot of rappers, celebrities, or rock stars even like wearing all kinds of polo. Actors, but the horsies really didn't interest us. We wanted like the other stuff. We wanted like the crowns or like the big graphics, the polo sports, coming from like, I'm talking, like teenage years, you want the flashy stuff. You don't want, you don't want like a little polo with like the horsey on the side. Like to us, that was like whatever. But back home, it wasn't really that big. Polo is not really big because like we had Lacoste is huge. So we're pretty close to France. So Lacoste, it takes over everything.
Definitely more European vibes with Lacoste.
Yeah, it's a European vibe. Yeah, for sure. Until, but when I came here, it was game on. Like, I gotta find me some polo, So it started with like the polo sports, just the little windbreakers with the little polo sport on the side. And then I think the uni was my very first like big piece that I got. I got the little uni with the 2 stripes on, like going like this, a crew neck. And I thrifted it from Savers. Like I remember that day, like it was yesterday. Like that was my very first like American polo piece that I thrifted.
Nice.
And that, yeah. And then from there on, I mean, to me personally, polo was one of those things that was timeless. It never died and probably never will. Like, look at Tommy. Where's Tommy now?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Tommy's dead. Like, I'm not trying to talk shit. Just don't get me wrong. But like, where is it? Where's all of those Tommy accounts that were going hard? Where you at?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they still like it, but like versus Polo, yeah, it's not hot, but Polo is still hot under the radar.
It's true. And when you think back to those times when, when we met and like those maybe not early days, but, mid 2000s to 10, whatever, it was like Polo was always like this, like sitting at the top of the vintage kind of like pyramid where it was like that was the big score. Yo, polo piece, got this polo piece, got that polo piece, found like a plates or whatever it was. And it was always talked about and shared and like people came together about it kind of, and I guess for you too, like, it is based in Americana, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm attracted to. That's what starts that, because like I said, growing from the on the other side of the world, we don't get the shock jackets, we don't get the Harleys, we don't get the 3D emblems, we don't get, you know what I'm saying? So Americana was at the center of what I was attracted to. That's why I wanted to come here. I wanted to drive an El Camino and wear 501 and
yeah, fully.
What are these pancakes they be talking about? Like, what is this? Like some stuff that was like you just seen a movie. You don't know. Or
so
like
I put together a little polo quiz for you. You ready?
Okay.
And some of these questions are from Jesse, by the way. So I personally, like, I know a lot about polo from being in vintage, but I never considered myself a polo head. But we're gonna quiz you on some polo knowledge here, okay?
Man, I'm about to look bad right now.
Don't worry. Okay, so what year was Polo founded?
Technically 67. That's what they go by.
Nice. Yeah, of course, like you see that referenced on lots of pieces. They printed on a lot of different things. They're proud of that year for sure. Okay, next question. What was the first thing that Ralph Lauren started selling under the Polo Ralph Lauren name? First garment type.
He was selling ties at Bloomingdale's out of a drawer.
You're doing good, man. That's 2 for 2, buddy. Man. I don't know the full story of how long you ran.
Man. Like we always look up to him when it comes to. I think, in my opinion, and not just because I'm on this podcast, I always say it. Like, he's probably got the craziest collection I've ever seen.
Yeah, 100, dude. He for sure does, and he's very passionate about it, like you are. So,
right.
Okay, another third question. What was Ralph's original last name?
Lifshitz.
Yeah, 3 for 3. I guess the story goes that he changed his name to be more American or accepted or more marketable, potentially,
Well, him coming from a Jewish background, it was actually, it bothered him, but it was his brother who actually took the initiative to start, as far as I know, to change to Lauren.
So did the whole family change?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, this next question number 4, comes from Jesse. He says, what year did the RLYC Anchor Sweat come out?
RL what?
RL Yacht Club, RLYC.
Oh. Is he talking about the 93 one?
Yeah, 1993.
Oh, okay. That one is fire.
So you're 4 for 4, dude. You're crushing it. Okay. Question 5. What was Double RL?
God damn, how many questions did you guys have?
We're keep going. We're like halfway. What was Double RL named after?
I believe it was named after his ranch, wasn't it? In Colorado?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
The Double RL Ranch. It's like his getaway property, their ranch in Colorado. Epic property. If you look it up online, the pictures are like crazy beautiful.
Yeah, come on. Double RL is like one of those brands. It's like once you grow up, like, you simmer a little bit and you're like, damn, okay, I understand what they're doing. Because when I was young, it didn't interest me at all.
No, and then that kind of like that simmer is just being around clothing for all the years, right? And then you start to see the references and you're like, okay, like this is deeper than what I originally like saw it as, and then that brings like appreciation for vintage design, right?
Yeah. I mean, you see that they're like, somebody took like a Parka Fitzgerald military one and just studied it and tried to replicate it in a Ralph Lauren way, stuff like that, or like a buckle back. Speaking of which, I saw you guys just come up on those raw Double RL jeans.
Yeah.
Was it like 2 days ago? That's wild.
Yeah, literally Monday after bowl. So 2 days ago. Super rad. Our friend sent us the link. This guy used to sell vintage actually, but then he became a like liquidator, someone who just takes shit from department stores. And he got this full load of denim, and he saw the Double RL, so he pulled them out, and we got the call. Super nice guy. Unfortunately, like most of the sizes was like 25 to 27, like tiny waist. But we definitely pulled out like 100 pairs or so that were like 30 to 36 range. Super good quality denim. Super good price.
Dude. I saw some buckle backs and stuff. Like those are good. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that was a dope score. And I from that post, I moved quite a lot actually to like people in the community. So stoked.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we're moving on to question number 6. We have what famous 90s polo item did Mac Miller get photographed in on stage that he got from us? R.I.P. Mac Miller. Yes,
he got. I believe it was the pullover, the plate he had on with like dude,
six for 6.
Yeah, he was heavy into vintage too, and snapbacks, because snapbacks was hot, like 2012, 13, 14.
Yeah, and he helped that movement grow because he would rap about it. He had a song about it, and that was the movement, like backpack rapper, kids out there digging snapbacks. Like it was part of the time,
Oh yeah,
yeah. Big RIP. Okay, question 7. Was RL Riders on the country label? So RL Riders is a line on the country label made for men, women, or both?
I've never seen men, so I'm going to go with women.
Yep, you got it. Jesse loves this line. Have you had some pieces from the RL Riders?
I had never, it's like a unicorn, dude. I saw him post like a leather jacket the other day. I was like, how the fuck did you find this shit?
Yeah, shout out Eric, our homeboy in Cali. He actually came up on that one, sold it to Jess. But yeah, it's obviously, if you've never even had a piece, that's how rare it is. Like this shit is rare. It was like a subcategory on the country label, motorcycle inspired line. Really cool cuts and styles for sure, but hard to find.
Dude. Yeah. Ralph Lauren, I mean, and when it comes to jackets, in my opinion, they'll kill a jacket. Like they will make you a good ass jacket. You'll appreciate it for sure.
And like that goes across the board, like hunting style, military style, leather motorcycle jacket, like all of the shit that they do outerwear is usually super clutch. The puffers. The goose.
Yeah. The goose is like on point.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
You're about to get a perfect score if you get this last
Okay.
question right.
Okay.
What is the rarest color of the famed Crest knit sweater?
Crest knit?
You know what I'm talking about? The Crest knit?
That's a turtleneck, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And it's like
With the crest
the
on it?
big crest, like this, like the
Yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
crest on the knit. Yeah, yeah.
I have it, but I've always see it in like a dark blue.
Okay, we're looking for the rarest colorway of that sweater.
Mm. See, that item really doesn't grab my interest that well. Man, there's no. I've never seen another color other than that. Is there like a black one?
Other than the blue?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a black. This was one of Jesse's questions, but the rarest color from what Jesse says is the purple. And I feel like maybe that's a Euro version because like too with a lot of the rare polo, there was like some rarer European releases, different colorways of certain items.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
might have been like a Euro release, but it's the purple.
I've never seen it.
Okay, well there you go. Well, that's a damn good score. Obviously, your polo, so.
Damn, Jesse, why you had to do me like that, man?
I know, almost perfect. Quick intermission here. A word from our sponsor, BidStitch. Today, I'm telling you about an event BidStitch is partnering with, Faded, in Rhode Island, just outside of Boston, May 28th. Check out Faded, sponsored by BidStitch. Check out bidstitch.com. Sell your products on there. Go buy vintage on there and all that good shit. Back to the episode. So while we're on the polo topic, you actually met your partner, Bruce, through polo. He told me that you actually met because he had a huge polo collection come up or something, and then you drove out to meet him, and the rest is history. So run us through that story.
Yeah, so I'm in Kansas City. He's in St. Louis. We're about 3.5 hours. It's about 3.5 hours drive. So we followed each other before that, and we were, I'll see him come up, he'll see me come up, and I'm like, but never thought much of it. But one day he posted a picture of like, I think it was like 20 knits, dude. Like It was an insane picture. He had he had the yacht, the knit, he had the cross flags, he had the big crest, he had all the big like hitters that that you can think of. And I was like, can I have some of that? And he was like, yeah, I just met this old lady. I think her husband died or whatever, and she was going to donate it. So he bought it from her for, a stupid price. And I was like, well, I have like loads of shit that I can trade. Are you looking to trade? And he was, because he was trying to open reset. So he was looking for inventory. So I basically traded like 4 duffel bags for like 4 items, basically.
Yeah, he mentioned that. He said you traded like everything you had for these sweaters.
Dude, I want like, come on. Like that's like childhood, like you fantasize about those things. And it's like 3.5 hours away from me. And he was nice enough to be like, yeah, like swing by. I'll check out what you have. So I went there and I took like duffel bags of like Tommy, Guess, and Nautica. Like I had probably like 5 duffel bags. I'm talking like, the big Tommy flag, all the stuff that was wanted at that time.
Yeah.
You could get like good money for it, So, and then, but at the same time, like a cross flag, sweatshirt was going for like $1,200. So literally, you have to trade a duffel bag to get like one sweatshirt. You know,
Yeah,
they're
fully, dude.
probably like right now you probably can get them for like maybe 455. But at that time they were like hot.
Yeah, it's wild the difference in price from that peak in Polo based on the reproduction market, right? The repops that they
Yeah.
did.
I mean, even the stadium one that they did, even that sells for like crazy money. I think they did it
The
in what,
remake one or the
2017?
original?
No, not the original. The remake one, the 2017 one or 2018. Can't remember. One of the
Wow.
two. Yeah, like the hoodie, the pullover that like the one that Mac Miller was wearing. I mean, it still goes for like $800, even
Wow.
though it's reproduction.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy. I
You
don't really
know,
follow that market at all.
dude, Snow Beach is on StockX.
What are they hitting at?
Snow Beaches, dude, like the Raekwon, like $1,000,
Yeah, crazy.
and it's reproduction.
Well, it's pretty hard to get the originals these days, I would imagine. We don't I haven't seen any good Polo come through in like at least 6 months probably, like any of the OG pieces, which is like,
Whoever got something is sitting on it.
yeah, well, exactly. Wait for the market to come back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then this sparks your relationship with Bruce because now you guys are partners in a store, longtime homies, obviously. And tell us how that all came to be and how you ended up partnering on Reset.
Yeah. So I went to his house, right? Met up, did the trade and everything. I go to this dude's basement. This fool has a full store in his basement. Like literally, he's got racks ready to roll, shelves and whatnot. He's got shoes, Supreme, Yeezys. I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, are you trying to open a store? He's like, fuck yeah, I'm trying to open a store. Like, we don't have anything in here. And then the light bulb, went off, and he opened St. Louis. And then once I saw what happened and I saw the response, I was like, oh hell no. Yeah, we're opening one. I want some of that.
Yeah,
So,
fully.
yeah. So, well, I mean, it was a no-brainer, really. But it was, as you probably know, the trust is everything. Like, you got to find somebody you can trust. Because if the trust factor is not there, it's not going to be successful.
Yeah.
So,
how long after you knew each other did you open Reset KC?
Maybe 2 years, if that. It was, we were on a mission because it grew up a little faster than what we anticipated, especially KC. Yeah. So St. Louis grew up, and each time, so like I'll go visit every 2 weeks or so, and he will have like added something to his store, like a new shelf or a new rack or, this and that. And then I go to the back room. I'm like, what the fuck are you going to do with all of this shit? He's like, I bought it, but I have no room to, So that tells you that he could have expanded a while, but, he was just taking his sweet time. And rightfully so. I think he did the right thing by, he waited a little bit and, expended at the right time. And then we opened KC, and it's just, for me, it was just logical to just name it Reset, and just because the name was already out there. So why fight over a name and just roll with it? And, dude, our first day here, I mean, it was bananas.
No shit.
Opening day was crazy. Yeah, and we kind of waited too long, to be honest with you, because we could have opened before, but we were like, we want to have the dopest shit. But I mean, our shoes wasn't there. It was okay. the hype stuff like Supreme and stuff, it was okay. But like the vintage selection that we had, it was unmatched. And I say that, proud of it. It was
That's
unmatched.
awesome. So the mix back then, run us through the mix that you opened with.
We had what you call the Holy Trinity, We had Polo, Tommy, Gas. If you had those, in 2016, you were gonna make a lot of money. Especially those three. Like we had Polo. I had a rack of Polo, a rack of Tommy, a rack of Guess, and we had a rack of just Guess stripe.
The Holy
shirts.
Trinity.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I love that.
The striped ones, they were going for like 180, 200. Some of them were hitting 250.
People would come to the ball and be like, yo, you got the brown. That's like the sick, rare colorway that so-and-so wore. Or you got the red stripey. And they would be like dropping knowledge on like the specific stripies. And we're just like, damn, this is deeper than we thought. Like, yeah, dude. And we even had like dead stock come-ups on stripies in that era. That was such a wild ride because it's not often that you get an item that's so similar. Like there's no variance. When you're talking Polo, you're like, there's like 100 different or 1,000 different types of shit you're going to buy for Polo. But with Guess, it was like Guess stripies. Maybe you're going to buy some Guess denim. Maybe you're going to buy like a couple other like spell outs or whatever. But like it was so based on the stripey.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Guess didn't have much, to be honest with you. It wasn't like, they had this crazy repertoire of stuff. I mean, crew necks were good. They had a couple of T-shirts that were like, known in the vintage community. There was one T-shirt with like a strawberry on it. Like everybody wanted that one.
Really?
I can't.
I don't even know that, dude. That's crazy.
It was, but the stripies were kings. If you had those, I mean.
So when you opened, did you have the Supreme mix, the hype mix, and the sneakers too, or did that come later?
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, I'm at the shop right now, but like it wasn't like anything like that.
Oh damn, you got a good sneaker wall.
It wasn't even like, honestly, like the 10th of that. We'll probably have like 40 pairs. All together.
And so this is interesting to me because I've never been in the sneaker business or the hype business really, but did Bruce like already have the knowledge there, or did you already have the knowledge because you were a sneakerhead, or like how did that happen? And like, was it easy to get the knowledge, or also easy to like start buying sneakers?
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a struggle. It was a struggle for sure, especially for me because I'm not really like, I am into shoes, but like if I'm not interested in it personally, if I don't like the shoe, I'm out. But you can't have that type of mentality when you have a store.
I was gonna say, like, there's no way that like you're gonna wear all those pairs on the wall right beside you.
Right. So people like a lot of the other stuff that I had to get involved. You got to authenticate. Like fakes are everywhere. Fakes are getting way too good these days to, they'll get you. I don't care how good you are. Like you're going to slip up like once or twice, But
that's probably good to say on the show because people love to call out people that fucked up. You know what I mean? Or posted fakes thinking they're real, or like, and it's the same with vintage tees now, but it's nice of you to say like everyone slips up, man, because it's probably true. That shit's like crazy good.
Yeah, 100%. I don't care what store it is. Tell me this, like, show me who's got a perfect score. I don't care. They're lying. 100% lying. There's no way. Like, especially when you start, like when you first started, somebody got you on something. There's no way. It may be small, it may be big, I don't care, but somebody got you.
So give us like a slip up from your experience. Did you ever have like a big burn that you got screwed on a lot of money?
No. Luckily that never happened, and hopefully it will never happen, dude. But I got on one pair. I remember that because I hated that shoe, and I just wanted to make the deal. Like I just wanted to make the deal happen. That dude was bugging me anyway, so I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. So I gave him, and then I realized that it was fake. And then luckily, the person who I sold it to was cool. He came back. He was like, "Yo, like I took this shoe somewhere else, and they told me like it's not good." And then I did. I went to detective mode on it after that, and sure enough, it wasn't. It was fake. But I mean,
Yeah,
it
shit
happens.
happens.
No,
Totally.
they're not gonna admit it. It's like a faux pas and like the sneaker community, but I don't give a shit. It
Yeah,
happened. But I mean, I learned a valuable lesson.
that's honesty, man. So I had a question about this world, the hype game, sneakers and hype. I mean, it fluctuates like the fucking vintage game, or even faster, right? Things are up, things are down. Something drops, and it's like all the rage, and then the value drops, or the value goes up. Like, it's kind of crazy to stay on top of. Like, you got to have your finger on the pulse there, I guess, to
Right.
do what you're doing. How do you keep your finger on the pulse?
You literally just have to keep up with the releases, man. It's just how it is, and it's getting more and more and more, and it changes. It's it used to be Jordan 1 used to dominate. Now Dunks kind of took over. You know, now you have Yeezy slides. People want Yeezy slides. They want foam runners. I never thought I would sell a slide for like $300. Granted, they're not that much anymore. They dropped considerably in price, but like when they first released, they were going for like four or something, if I remember. Um,
Wow.
you know, but yeah, it just changes with time. It's like vintage, like the same thing. So like right now, I think dunks are still like pretty pretty valid right now. Like everybody, and they're affordable. Like dunks are affordable. Like they're not like, $400. You can get a dunk for like 180, 200,
Okay.
and you get the same colorways you get from like a Jordan 1. So I can
So
see
give
why
us
they're
your
popular.
top, like what's besides dunks, like what's the hottest shit right now in the hype sneaker game?
I mean, SBs were hyped, pretty damn hyped, but they're starting to like, you know, I'm not saying they're dying down, but it's starting to come down a little bit. Kind of like how rap tees were like crazy, and now it's like okay, like, it's a rap tee, whatever. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, dunks, slides. Uh, don't get me wrong, Jordans are gonna be Jordans. They're always gonna sell, like no matter what people say. And also, you have different areas have different needs or different trends. So the Midwest is different from Cali, or like stores like ours. If you go to like say Atlanta, Georgia, they will sell. People will buy like be looking for like Rick Owens sneakers, which is like crazy to me to think that that's something people would want these days. But
Yeah.
hey,
I love that you said that. I think it's super valid to talk about different cities, different towns, different states have different needs, meaning that like even though fashion and hype is so universal because we're all looking at the same fucking pictures or celebrities or Instagram, it still changes from place to place depending on like regional fucking taste,
yeah,
which is
oh
awesome.
yeah,
Like I talked to those guys like the Boneyard Boys, and they're like, they're telling me about shit that they sell for crazy that like the guys in Cali can't even sell.
yeah. That's another thing. So like Boneyard, that's Chicago. The price difference is the price is different for shoes also. So Boneyard compared to us, they'll be probably like 50 to $70 more than what we sell a shoe for here. And
Does that make it
Cali's,
hard for you to be able to buy because everyone's just trying to reference StockX, although like your sale price might be lower than StockX?
it's not hard because we go by StockX, so we have a a point where we can all agree on. But what I'm saying is a store like Boneyard will have it 50 above StockX, and they
Okay.
can sell it for that.
Just for
Versus,
the convenience of like having it in person and grabbing it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. People pay for the convenience. They pay for the fact that you have the shoe in hand. You can see it. You make sure it's good. You can possibly try it on. I don't know, depending on the store, and how, their policies are, stuff like that. But, yeah, but it's
Yeah,
different.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about, you almost fighting some guy at the bins over a Dyson vacuum. This was a story. Bruce told me about this, and I can relate only for the fact that Dysons are really, really good vacuums. If you ever want to buy a fucking vacuum, get a Dyson, especially the cordless ones. But yeah, tell us about this story.
Yeah, dude. I can't remember how many Dysons I pulled out of the bins. It's not even funny.
Seriously?
Dude, they just get so like a Dyson that's a cordless one, but it's missing the battery, and people just throw it away. And then whoever picks it first, they'll go to like trying to plug it and try to test it. It doesn't work, throw it away. I'm like, all right, cool. Now just scoop,
So
But
so that's an easy sell, like on eBay or something?
yeah, dude. Oh, dude, Dysons.
Okay.
I mean, so the bins, the advantage we have, because I don't know how it is now, but back in the day, you go to the bins, once the item is above a certain weight, it's $5. It can't go above $5. So I was getting Dysons for $5 a pop. Yeah. I'm like, how can I not?
Yeah, I love that shit. Fucking Dysons. There's mad money out there in vacuums, people.
Yeah, because of the fights like that, dude trying to like that. It's not even about the vacuum. It's just about the principle. Like, because once they see you that you got bullied and he took your shit, it's on. Everybody's gonna try to bully you. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not taking my shit, bro. This is mine. I'm taking this with me.
So this guy comes up and tries to snake your Dyson out of your cart or something. Yeah.
Like, no, not out of my car. It's in the bin. Like, we both see it. I look at him. He look at me. We lock eyes. I'm like, this shit is mine, homie. Like, you're not taking it. It's just how it is, And I grabbed one end. He grabbed the other. I pulled it. I won. Boom, done. And then after that, he came back and trying to like, I saw it before you. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It was on the bin. I grabbed it. What's up? Like,
yo, this is jail.
He probably could have whooped my ass, but I mean, I'm just, I got to defend myself.
That's jailhouse rules, man. Like you can't get bullied, because once you get bullied, it's game over. That's like the bins, man. You gotta show authority in the bins to get respect. Exactly.
And that's the environment I come from, anyways. Dude, I'm coming from Africa. Like, you're not gonna take my shit. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, you grew up in fucking suburban, Midwest. Do you think you're gonna bully me? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yo, this Dyson's coming home with me. Battery or no battery? Yo, that's so sweet.
But they stopped doing that. So like after that, if there's a Dyson in the mix, they'll pull it to the side and you'll get a ticket and you just raffle for it.
Oh so shit! It got like that.
Yeah, people stop fighting.
Crazy, man.
So, I mean, it happened with a lot of things. It wasn't just Dyson, dude. Like, I remember fighting over a Tommy jacket. I remember fighting over like an Atlanta jacket. And again, it's a $40, item, but it's the principle. Like, you're not gonna take my shit away from me. Like, it's mine. I have my hand on it. That's it. I'm taking it.
Yeah,
it's just how it is.
So is the bins you probably don't go anymore that much because you're in the shop and shit, or do you?
I stopped. They got way too saturated, dude. It's right now with the TikTok stuff. It's insane.
So they're probably, a lot of those kids are probably coming to you anyway and selling you shit, right?
I mean, and no shade to anybody. It's just, generations, it changes and stuff like that. So I had to come out of my sour old head mode and just accept the fact that there's younger kids that are going to take this stuff and it is what it is. So, but I
Yeah.
have my different avenues of getting stuff. So it's just, I'm 30 something years old. I'm not going to stand in the bin just to get one t-shirt. It's no.
Yeah, it's not worth it anymore. If you can spend more, go get your time back, and you have somewhere to sell, and you're still making profit. It's just game on.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about like some of your like best come ups? Is there any single one come up that stands out as like all time or a couple or what?
Not gonna lie, man, because like here in the Midwest, we were blessed with like some Polo and some Tommy. Not gonna lie, but military was my biggest come up, honestly.
No shit.
I came up one time on this bin, like full of like it was all molded, so nobody wanted to touch it. It was just me and another dude, and he kept looking at me. I looked at him, and he just took off, and it was just me. I was the only one. I mean, I'm looking at like, 40s like parkas. I'm looking at like fishtails. I'm looking at like, like Vietnamese war, like, the parkas with like the fur and stuff like that. I mean, one of those sold for like, I think I sold one for like 1800, back to
Nice.
me, 1800. I mean, in 2015, I'm like, damn.
That's huge.
That's
It's still to this day huge money for one item.
Yeah. That's a lot of money. So like I scooped that whole bin. I took it, I mean, I probably put like 2 items back that had some cuts on them. I kicked myself and, why didn't I take those 2 as well? Like, damn, I could have taken the whole thing. But that was probably my biggest come up really. Cause like that was a good, a whole bin of military stuff. Come on.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one. But like I had individual items like that I found that I was like really wanted. Like I thrifted most of my Polo. Really. I don't, now I buy, of course now I buy, but like
So let's talk about your collection for a second. How many pieces do you have currently? Like, do you have a big stash of Polo still?
I'm not like a crazy, like I do collect, but like I'm not, if I don't like it, I'm out. Like I don't go out of my way to have it, just to have it.
Yeah.
Like snow beaches, like the Raekwon does not interest me whatsoever. Like I know it's a high, it's held high in the Polo world, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. Take the money and move it on.
Yeah. I'll take the money. I'll sell it. I'm good. But like, I'll keep like, I have this little storage unit where I keep Polo, right now, I think last time me and Jesse talked, like we're probably pretty much on the same vibe. Like country is really, really like country or double RL is like my thing. Like I want like the low key pieces that say Polo without saying Polo anywhere on them. That's what interests me. I don't want no branding whatsoever. Or I'll take like a little bit of branding, but I mean, like anything with Aztec on it, I'm down. Any big Aztec prints, I'm down. And I know I kind of contradicted myself because like the Aztec print's kind of wild, but like I don't know what it is.
It's non-branded. Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, because I've seen you post a lot of like the Indian head style stuff or the Aztec stuff or like classic stuff like you're wearing right now that like does scream Polo. You're right, but it's not. There's no logo on that piece you're wearing at all, probably, right?
Yeah. There is no logo. I actually recently went to I linked up with Ricky. Ricky, Tried and True.
Yeah.
And he blessed me with a snow beach, like the military one, the parka.
Oh yeah.
I got it from him. I was like, man, I've been looking for that one.
The low key snow beach.
Exactly. That's the most low key snow beach you can get. And it was pretty good. So
yeah, I like that piece. Okay, man. Well, that kind of brings us to the end here. What's in the future for you? You know, you got any plans you want to share with us? Obviously, everybody needs to go check out Reset KC and follow Yusuf Damourish. But what's in the future?
Um, I honestly, we're just focused on the stores right now. Maybe another location coming. Hint, hint. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that ends up. But we're just focused on the stores. We're doing, knock on wood, man. I hope things can continue the way they're going right now.
So yeah, I was gonna speaking of your stores and that, like, business is good, right? Business is solid in the retail game.
Can't complain. I cannot complain. You put into work and you get the results. It's just what it is. I just we go out there. You travel everywhere. You go for the vintage, but I try to remind myself all the time that vintage is the basis of what I do. It's you know what I'm saying? It's the essence of what I do. I always put vintage first. I like shoes. I like hype. I'm always going to go for those as well. But vintage is what I like the most personally. So I try to stick to it as much as I can, because the reason why I'm saying that is any other store owner like us, they will relate, because once you get into the shoes and the hype, they will take over like everything. Like
so you're kind of like your mantra, you're reminding yourself, like, stay rooted in the soul with the vintage, no matter what happens with the rest of it, because that's the one true love and the starting point.
Right. And I try to keep like stuff that, like, even like right now, like, band tees, they're always going to be relevant. I mean, ever since I started until this day, band tees are always in the mix. Denim jackets, you stick to the classics. You stick to, even right now, like, because I grew up with it, I try to have M65s here, like, in the store. And it's a popular item too. Like, Japanese people, even if nobody buys it, Japanese buyer will buy it. They'll take it.
It's just a good jacket. It's wearable. It's classic. It, like, almost can be a good clean M65 can be like dressed up to a degree, right? Like, you can wear it out because it looks fucking good.
Right. Or you can wear it like the movie Taxi Driver, and, like,
totally
just rock it, the mohawk, and there you go. You're good to go, baby.
Hell yeah. Shout out the M65. We're gonna put one on the screen in case people don't know what that is. Okay. Any final shout outs on the show here you want to?
Oh, dude. Of course, shout out the Heifetz brothers for sure. Dude, you guys were like one of the very first people I ever like came across on IG. It was
Thank you. Appreciate that.
It was Full Court. Shout out Full Court Classics. Sean. I shout out Sean, man. He's always showing love. I followed Sean when probably he had like 50K followers before anything started. Round 2 was just Virginia before the LA store opened. Who else, man? Who else? Fresh Kills Vintage. I know he probably doesn't know, but like, he was one of the very first people I followed as well. He's from New York. Pete, he's pretty good dude. Man, who else? Because I mean, the community at that time, it was pretty, I don't want to say small, but like, the people were like, you can tell who was here, who's not.
Looking at the dude, what's happened now, it was super
got it for
small.
cheap from Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's a Vancouver boy. We see each other on all the events and stuff.
Yeah, Crazy Loco. I mean, he was there as well. There's some people that I used to see in real life. I had an IG because I had to. Like, you have to be involved in social media. You have no choice these days if you want to evolve. Come on, like, I mean, I had the old head mentality. Like, I don't want to deal with anything, but you have to. There's no way. especially nowadays, you have to make reels. Dude, I haven't made a reel. I have yet to make one.
Get on it. Well, don't worry. You're going to be on. You're going to be on a reel because I'm going to make a reel for this show, and that'll be your first reel, and I'll collaborate you on it, so you'll post it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of which, this is why I admire you guys, because you know how to adapt to the situation that's going on, and you have to change with the times. You can't have the old head mentality. That will drive you out of the business. You can't. You just can't. You got to go with the groove. You got to go with it. Don't fight it. Go with it. I learned that the hard way, but I learned it. Like, I know. So that's why, I had to, you know,
too many people people resist it, but it doesn't have to mean that you don't have to. You have to stop. It doesn't mean you don't have fun anymore. Like, we're still having the same fucking fun, good time that we always did, and we still are passionate about the clothes in the same way. It's just like, the certain change is constant, man. You have to adapt. I agree with you.
Yeah. You just got to change with it, I mean, you don't have to like it. You just, just change with it. Just at least respect it. That's it. I mean, I learned that the hard way, but I did learn. So, yeah, that's the number one thing I really noticed about you guys.
But you guys you've always been crushing it. It seems like you've always been up with, I look at your account and it's like one of the better curations, and your picture quality is always super on point. Your lay flats are super on point. Like, you're very thoughtful about it.
I used to be bad, dude. I'll just throw it out there and just take a picture. There it is. Buy it or fuck off. It was my mentality, but I learned that you gotta present it a little bit better and stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, it works, man.
I hate technology too, but I love it at the same time.
It's a gift and a curse.
It is.
So thank you for coming on the show, dude. I appreciate it. I always love catching up, when we see each other at the bowl, going for dinner, whatever. I think you're a good guy. And by the way, Bruce, your partner, speaks very highly of you.
That's he was guy, man.
He was very hype on telling me that. So thank you for coming on the show. All the best in all your endeavors.
Appreciate you, man. I'll see you. Oh yeah, by the way, before we leave, I saw Taryn moved back to LA, right? So
he's back.
Next time I'm gonna hit you guys up.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We'll go for a big group dinner.
Yeah, hell yeah.
A mafia dinner.
Appreciate it. Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you guys. Hope you liked that episode. It was great catching up with Youssef. Such a good dude. He's out there grinding, been grinding, family man, doing his thing. I respect it big time. Okay, if you want to check out the Patreon, link down below. Go shop FasandFrankVintage.com. Use code VTGN stuff and get 30% off. Okay, you heard that. Use code VTGN stuff. I'll put that on the screen. VTGN stuff and get 30% off at FasandFrankVintage.com. Go check out Bid Stitch. Share this episode, like this episode, and we will see you back next Monday for a brand new conversation about vintage and stuff.